Okay, so when we go to graph lines, there's different forms that they come in. And the easiest one that I find that students like to work with is what we call the slope intercept form, which is the y equals mx plus b. You've probably heard of this before, okay? Now, depending on what formula we use is on what information we have. Okay, the m we talked about earlier, that stands for the slope, and b stands for the y-intercept. X and y, they're just points. And in this formula, we leave the x and the y alone. We're trying to fill in the slope, which is m, and the y-intercept, which is b. Well, that's usually pretty easy to spot. The y-intercept is just wherever it crosses on the y. Now, if it doesn't cross on a number and it's kind of in between numbers, you really can't use this formula because you're not going to be able to get this just off of your eyeball. Okay, so this is when it works nice and evenly. This one works really well. So let's just start with the black one, the one right here. I just put the arrows on it, okay? And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to find where the y-intercept is, and I can see that it's going to cross right here at -1. So my b would be -1. Now I just have to find the slope. Up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2, up 1 over 2. So this one's going to go up 1 over 2. So on this one, and by the way, I know that I'm freehanding this. On the worksheets, it's going to be exact and it's going to work a lot better. I know that this isn't the cleanest map in the world, but it's just a way for you to get an idea of it. You'll be far more precise on the practice sheets that I have, okay? And so on this one, if I want to write a formula, the y equals, and what is m? M is 1/2 x, and it says plus b, but you're going to do whatever the b says, which is -1 minus 1, and that would be the equation of this graph. Let's take a look at the red one. That's the one that I have the arrows on right here, just in case the colors don't come out so well. So I want to find my b, 1, 2. It crosses at 2, okay? And then the m, well, down 1 over 2, down 1 over 2. So that's going to be -1 over 2. Okay, so on this one, my equation is going to be y equals, fill in the m, -1/2 x plus 2. You could write x negative x over 2, but generally speaking, we show the fraction as a coefficient of the x, so this is a more standard form, and that's how you can go from a graph in order to go from a graph to an equation. Now, let's give an equation and let's put that to a graph. Give me 1 minute to erase this board and get a new one up. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have right here. Let's take a look at this top one. Y equals 2/3 x minus 4. So the first thing I look at is a constant out here. That's my y-intercept. And it says right here it's going to be at -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I put down my y-intercept, and now that's my starting point for the slope. My slope is up 2 over 3. Up 2, 1, 2, 3. You can do it twice. Now, right there, I'm done. I don't have to do anything more. But if you want to make it more precise, up 2 over 3. Or you can do the exact opposite, down 2 over 1, 2, 3. Okay, so up and right is the same as down and left. And all of a sudden, I have something that looks like this. And that would be my y equals 2/3 x minus 4. Okay? Again, the graph paper on the practice sheets will be more precise. Let's look at this one right here. Y equals -2x plus 1. Always start on the y-intercept. That's going to be the plus 1. And now I'm going to do a graph of -2. Well, remember, when we do slope, we always want to think fraction. So that's really my m, my slope is -2 over 1. Don't do a 0, okay? It has to be a 1 because -2 means -2 divided by 1. So I'm going to go from here down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, boom, and right here is my y equals -2x plus 1. So work on the practice sheets. You'll have a more precise graph, and you'll get a chance to really put these together. One more thing, and this is going to be on the third practice sheet. So on this one, I would like you to do all 3 of them. Because students really usually prefer to do this, sometimes you see an equation that's not in the form, and you have to move the furniture around, rearrange things so that it looks to be in this form, but they don't automatically come up in that form. Let me show you what I mean. Let me give you an example. Okay, so I'm going to do one example up here, but again, Worksheet C will have a lot of examples for us to work out. Okay, so it's in a certain form right here, but I want it to look like y equals mx plus b. Right now, I don't know how to graph on a problem like this. I will show you in a few videos though. But let's just say I want this to be y equals mx plus b. Okay, well, I know I want my y to the left, and I want my x and my number to the right. Well, the number's on the correct side. That's good. I like that. So let me get the x over there. So move the x's first. And you're going to do that by subtracting it. Because remember, you're not dividing by 3 because you want to move the x2. You want to move the whole term. So that's a positive 3x. So we're going to minus 3x on both sides. Okay, what's left over here? Negative 2y equals. Now, obviously, you can't go 8 minus 3x. I'll see students make a mistake and call that maybe a 5x or something. Don't do that. This is a number. This is a letter. They are not like terms. You can't do that. So the next thing you would see students do is go, okay, well, the answer is just 8 minus 3x. That's correct. However, if you look at the form, the x goes next to the equal sign, and the number, the constant, is the one off to the right. So this actually looks a little bit better if you do this. Equals negative 3x, and that's a positive 8. So we write plus 8. And if you notice, this looks a lot closer to that now. The only problem is that negative 2 in front of the y. If I could just get rid of that negative 2, it's going to look like this form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this by negative 2. And what we do is if you can divide one term by negative 2, you're allowed to do that, but only if you divide all of the terms. So not only the x, but the number as well. You have to do all of them. And when it's all said and done, this will turn into y equals negative divided by negative is a positive, and positive divided by negative is a negative. So now I just took this, I just rearranged the furniture a little bit, and I was able to get this, y equals 3 halves x minus 4. My y-intercept will be negative 4, and it'll rise 3, and it'll run 2. Okay, so those are some ways that you can be able to graph using y-intercept form. Go to the worksheets. I'll meet you there, and let's do some graphing.